Now at noon, a mother and her boyfriend charged in the death of her 4-year-old son found in a closet. We'll tell you what criminal charges the two face.
And we've got rain on radar here. We're going to let you know who's at most risk of seeing severe weather today and in the days ahead with more storms on the way.
And it's almost time. The NCAA Final Four kicks off this week. We're looking ahead to what fans can expect, and we're also looking back at how far the city has come with this big event. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us at noon. I'm Dustin Grove here with meteorologist Sean Ash. In a word, how would you describe today's?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, you know, remember yesterday we were close to 80 degrees.
Yeah, it felt like summer.
A little bit of a different feel today.
Yeah.
That cooler air, it's interesting when I show you where the boundary is because it'll protect some of us from seeing severe storms.
All right, I had straight.
Others may have downpours.
It was a downpour for me the whole drive to work.
That's where the axis was this morning, 65 between Lafayette and Indy. You went through, congratulations, you went through the heaviest stuff there, partner. Roads right now are getting a chance to dry out, not completely, but at least in some areas here. Now this is our north side camera, and it's up a little bit, but it gives you an idea that, yeah, it's in the cloud cover there. In Bloomington, we've got some overcast, and here's the vantage point from downtown right now. Again, as we get ready for the big weekend, there will be some weather impacts. Remember that camera I was showing you on the north side of Marion County? You can see some of that low cloud cover, the rain that we're seeing. And this is just rain. This is not the heavy stuff that Dustin was driving through, but it is going to be fairly persistent. Southern part of the state, we're seeing some new cells developing here, heading toward Kentuckiana, where the temperatures, and this was expected, are much warmer. Look at the 40s north, 73 Bedford, 63 in Bloomington at this hour. And as we show you this boundary, it's going to be along and especially south of it where we're going to see the roughest thunderstorms here. We're thinking that may be just on the cusp of our southern counties, Seymour, Bedford here. That's where we do have that level 2 risk that's in play. Can't rule out some thunderstorms around the metro area. We'll show you future track 13 as we go into the afternoon. You'll see this clustering of heavy thunderstorms. We got a couple more bouts to go through. We'll have more on that ahead in the 7-day forecast.
All right, we'll see you soon, Sean. Thank you. Let's get to the headlines now. And new this afternoon, a mother and her boyfriend are charged with neglect following the death of her 4-year-old son. And want to warn you here, the details are disturbing. This is tough to hear. 37-year-old Angel Lovely and Nicholas Bergdahl are accused of neglecting 4-year-old Malachi Lovely to the point that he died. The pair appeared in court today. A judge set Angel's bond at $10,000, Bergdahl's is $2,000. Their jury trial set to start May 18th. This whole case started last Monday when officers found Malachi unresponsive. He was taken to Riley Hospital for Children where he died. Court documents say other children in the home told investigators Malachi spent most of his time in a basement closet, sometimes locked inside. One child says they heard gagging sounds coming from the closet the morning Malachi died. Another says they found him with blood on his mouth. It's difficult to hear. We'll continue to follow that case. Also new, both sides have rested in the trial for a teenager charged with raping a young boy on a special needs school bus. 15-year-old Landon Doty took the stand just moments ago and says he did nothing sexual to the boy. And he says he was only bouncing him on his lap and stroked his hair to calm him down. Earlier today, jurors watched video of the alleged assault. Doty's attorneys say the video is not as conclusive as prosecutors claim. Jurors will soon hear closing arguments. That's scheduled for this afternoon. Our Rich Nye has been in the courtroom. He's once again in the courtroom today. He'll have more for us starting later at 5 o'clock. Police in Hendricks County are investigating after a jogger was struck by a car. It happened around 4 yesterday afternoon on Ronald Reagan Parkway, not far from Brownsburg. The woman went to the hospital with a head injury. Investigators say the driver did stay at the scene and is cooperating. A big vote just hours away for a data center in the Martindale Brightwood neighborhood of Indianapolis. We've been talking about this for weeks. The proposed site for Metro Block sits near 25th and Sherman and has people in that historic neighborhood split. Take a listen.
No matter where you sit politically, this is something that's affecting Hoosiers all across the state, and it's honestly sick to see it happening in a city, in an urban area.
Neighbors have been fighting, some neighbors have been fighting to stop Metro Blocks from building in that area. City leaders, though, believe it would bring some benefits to the neighborhood. They're going to vote on an approval measure this afternoon. Our Matthew Foltz will be there for that vote today. He'll have details ahead of the vote coming up in a few minutes at 12:30. A developing story out of Columbus right now. The search continues for a missing 11-year-old girl in the White River. Those search efforts have now transitioned to a recovery. This was the scene at Mill Race Park. The Columbus Fire Department was called around 6:40 last night. Investigators say the girl went underwater and never came back up. Crews searched for the girl for hours before suspending the effort through the night. We also have a reporter in that area. We'll hear from her. We'll hear from Jenny Runovich coming up later this afternoon. Today, Governor Braun will make it official, signing Haley's Law into law. It aims to protect children on social media and strengthen the state's laws against child exploitation. Haley Busby was a Fishers teenager who police say was picked up by someone she'd met online, taken to Ohio, and killed earlier this year. That bill signing is scheduled to happen in a little over an hour from now. Here we go. Right now, we are getting hyped for the Final Four. We are just days away. Of course, the center of everything will be the games downtown Indy, but there will be so many activities and events surrounding them, including this right here. This is Fan Fest. It's inside the Indiana Convention Center. This is a live look right now. There will be games, there will be giveaways, player appearances. A lot of players will be there signing autographs, that kind of thing. You can see it's empty now. It's going to be packed coming up with all of those activities and events coming up, going on inside. Tickets are going to be $15 this week. Things officially get underway at noon on Friday, and then they continue all weekend long through Monday. And this is at the Convention Center downtown. We've got more details posted for you online and ticket information at WTHR.com. And while we want to have fun, city leaders want visitors to be aware of serious issues like human trafficking over this weekend. You'll see billboards like this one here. This is on I-65 in Lebanon, raising awareness for sex trafficking concerns. The nonprofit Rights for Girls says big events like the Final Four bring more sex buyers into town, putting more victims at risk. Rights for Girls had the same campaign during last year's Indy 500. They say anybody who suspects or is facing trafficking should call the trafficking hotline. We've got that online for you as well. It has been 5 years since Indy last hosted a men's Final Four. You may remember 2021 was a bit of a challenge, just a weird situation all the way around. The NCAA deciding the tournament could go on despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Samantha Johnson shares how the city is making up for it this year.
What a difference 5 years can make. This was the home of the bubble, hosting all 68 teams for a miraculous tournament, really defying the odds against COVID-19. And now we are welcoming the tournament back to Indianapolis. It's a tradition that stands the test of time.
This is like a thumb in the horizon sticking up.
And this is what it looked like in 2021, when players and coaches were confined to the bubble, leaving only by police escort and traveling mostly inside.
You know, all of the hotel rooms that are connected by the skywalks, so we really had to plan on when teams were crossing those skywalks because teams couldn't cross-contaminate.
Sarah Meyer with Indiana Sports Corp helped organize the men's Final Four then and now. Then Gonzaga and Baylor at the same site as this year.
But just odd to be in Lucas Oil Stadium and have cardboard cutouts of fans in between real people. So I think it was great what we were able to do, but nothing beats the energy of a full fan Final Four.
So now limited capacity is a thing of the past, with the music festival, tailgate, and Fan Fest all on tap for this weekend.
You look at the teams really at the start of the bracket, and you're just hoping that you get teams that are close by, close in proximity, or have a great fan base that'll travel. And we got that with these 4 teams.
Michigan, Arizona, Illinois, UConn, the stage nearly set with the national title on the line. In Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.